Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, check. All right, y'all. Tonight, I ain't even gonna be on here that long. Just wanted to touch on a couple topics. Um, the title of the video is "Are You Enough?" More so, that's an open question for anybody right now, like even me. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a question that comes about at certain times in our life, certain seasons. We might be having a lot going on. Let's see, we might be trying to put too much on ourselves and not realizing it, or we might be trying to get something done in a timely fashion. You know, something might be, you have to have a set date or a time to make that, deadline. But I just want to tell y'all, like, kind of just always know that you enough and more. Always know you're worthy of whatever you put your mind to. I got a couple notes right here that I'm gonna just read through. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. Let me just jump right into it. Feeling like nothing you do is enough. When the mindset sets in, when this mindset sets in, it can start to make everything feel like proof that you're failing, even when that isn't all actually true. A lot of people go through seasons like that, especially when they're trying hard, creating things, putting themselves out there, and dealing with criticism. You trying all you can, and it still feel like you're going, you're being overlooked or overshadowed, or it could even feel like you're putting in all the work so just so somebody else can get the credit. I've been there. Put a one in the chat if y'all been there. Here are some things that might be happening internally when that feeling shows up. Put all those feelings that you have and create a sort of a net. You know what I'm saying? Put all those inadequate feelings in a net. Act like you know what I'm saying, out there going fishing or something, and you trying to cast away all your doubts and insecurities. Put them all in one big net and just cast them aside. You feel me? Put a one in the chat if y'all ever felt like y'all wasn't doing enough or that y'all weren't enough. Put a two in the chat if you just feeling regular, you good. Put a three in the chat if you did go through something where you felt inadequate and you got through it. You know what I'm saying? Put a three in the chat if you got through it. All right, I want to jump into 4 things that could be triggering these internal feelings. Number 1, your mind is filtering negatively. You could have had an awesome day and one thing happens wrong, or you made a mistake and now you are, hard on yourself and beating yourself up. You take account of all the things you do, not just the negative. Number 2, you may be measuring yourself against impossible standards. And sometimes unknowingly, we hold ourselves to that perfection level. Like we have to do everything perfect. You have to do everything punctual or everything on time. And we know that things don't work like that all the time in life. Number 3, lack of validation. That could be lack of validation from family, coworkers, friends, a spouse, and even yourself. Always Acknowledge your blessings. Count your blessings. Look at where you've grown from. You know, you probably was an angry person at first, and now you're working on yourself. Now you don't even let things bother you. You know, validate that type of stuff, because that's what's gonna, allow you to continue to grow. Number 4, you might just be emotionally exhausted. You know, you keep trying and feel like it's never a breakthrough, or you've tried all you could and you just get a little baby breakthrough. Sometimes that could make you feel tired as well, emotionally. Um, Here are some alternative ways to look at your situation. Instead of asking, why am I not enough? Try flipping the question and look at it this way. Ask yourself this: are you expecting everyone to understand you? If y'all expect that, put a 1. Do y'all expect everybody to understand y'all? If y'all don't expect that, put a 2. Next, you should look at it like this: am I judging myself harsher than I judge others? No. You give everybody grace but yourself. Do you do that? Put a 1 in the chat if you do that. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't. Put a 1 in the chat if you judge yourself harsher than others. 2 in the chat if you don't. Now, another thing that comes up when you might ask yourself: am I ignoring the process, or am I ignoring the progress I've made? Because you're expecting this grand breakthrough, but at the same time, you're overlooking the small accomplishments that led to the big ones. So put a 1 in the chat if you're ignoring. Put a 2 in the chat if you're not ignoring. Being enough isn't about everybody approving you. It's about continuing to show up despite not always getting approval. You showing up, you putting in effort. Don't never let nobody take that away from you. As long as you strived your best and gave your all, we strive over here. This ain't a bad thing to have those ideas and those thoughts, and being extra critical and self-aware and self-conscious, because that actually shows that you are trying to be a better person. You have a 1-up on people just off of having that care. It shows that you are willing to take accountability, and it shows that you putting forth the effort. So always pat yourself on the back. Even more so if somebody else congratulates you, but always congratulate yourself and know that you are worth it. I'll give a scenario on how some people, they know they're worthy, they know that they're worth something, but they might have made a bad decision that they couldn't let go, or they couldn't grow past right away. And so that could be an example of how somebody could feel worthless, because they feel like they make bad decisions. Let's see. Almost done, y'all. I told y'all this is gonna be a quick one. Something simple you could try. Now, I know I read off a lot of stuff that sound harsh, but here are some actual things that y'all can do to self-validate as well. Something simple you can try. Write 3 things you did today that required effort, even if they seem small. Acknowledge the fact that you showed up. You might not been feeling good that day, but you still did what you had to do. Did you try something new? You might have been getting the same results and getting upset because you didn't try a different approach. Always speak your mind. Always speak your mind, no matter if it sounds harsh, whatever. Try to be respectful in the moment, but if you just gotta let it out, man, just let it out. Set goals. Are set goals? Ask yourself, am I working towards something? Why am I doing this? Effort counts more than perfection, and that's a whole fact because you're never going to be perfect. But you can always strive for perfection and practice. Uh, this is a quote by a good person too. She said, um, "Practice allows you not to be perfect, but it will allow you to perform a whole lot better. You know, like you'll see that you'll see a trial and error, and you'll be like, okay, I probably didn't do it correctly this time, but I'm gonna give myself another opportunity to nail it the next time." I appreciate all y'all for rocking with me. This was a short one. I will maybe have a part two to this little live, but I enjoy being on here with y'all and just sharing the things that I've studied and learned and reached and things that I've experienced. You know what I'm saying? If y'all could on the replay game, leave a comment. Say where y'all from. Let me know. Give me some topics. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if y'all want to talk about something, and we can line it up from there. Much love, y'all. Salute.